Let there be peace and love. Welcome to Satsang. The surge. The surge is as old as the evolution. As soon as a being is born, he searches for survival, to satisfy himself, for happiness, for peace. The search is the same. It's a long journey, old journey. The objects of search differs. At some point, when one tried so many things, his object of search starts to be something else than what the senses offered, or the mind, or the emotions. There is a kind of dead end in their experiences, because one ends exactly with unsatisfaction. He feels still, I got all this and still I am unsatisfied. Exactly the same as the one who says, I didn't get all this and so I am unsatisfied. So, suddenly too, one gets more conscious, or it makes sense to hear about liberation. You tried all the concepts, you tried all the sensual and emotional experiences, it doesn't work. You still need help. You don't know who you are. And then you hear about liberation. Of course, you cannot be happy. Liberate yourself from concepts, from the tyranny of your mind and beliefs. So, as the answer of all other search were in the mind, in the body and in the emotions, here it is totally different. The answer to the search for liberation, which leads to realize what you always have been, the answer will never be in the mind, in the emotions, or in the senses. The answer is not there. The answer is when you understood, or when it clicked to you, that any question about it is not worth to follow. So don't enter into your mind. Don't think about it. Don't enter into the flow of the mind. The flow of the mind is only to give you temporary experiences caused by something. So, if you can take it, let your thoughts pass. It's not about controlling the mind, but be totally disinterested, totally struck by the fact that it is not in the mind, through the mind, by the mind and the body, that you finally will keep quiet in yourself. So if this is not clear, please make it clear, because once it is clear, you have total chance to finally be at peace. So what's missing? If it is child's coming. Small dose, equal dose. So something you want to add? Or is it crystal clear that it's like this? If not, don't allow yourself to live with something which keeps you in movement, in suffering. Or something you want to that I speak about more, something hi.
Thank you very much. I'm allowed to come. I would like to ask why I'm always caught up with a bad...
Why you are always
caught up? I have very bad English with bad thoughts.
No, it's okay.
You know, the thoughts are passing, I can see them. There is an eye who sees them. But I always go with the bad thought and I stay with it. No. Even if I know, I always...
Yeah, that
And
is
then I punish myself. You
Oh.
know, I had a bad thought, for this bad thought.
true, because there is another thought which is as real as the one passing. So of course, and that one will punish you because you're here. You should not follow thoughts. But you see, it is the game of the mind. When you don't know that well, first of all, this is to the one who wants to realize oneself, which is already realized. It's not a good sentence. It's to realize that you are always there, the one you truly are. And what is the one who truly are? Cannot describe, I cannot speak about, I can just point out by. It is that which is infinite. It doesn't belong to the time, which is awareness. It is not forgetfulness or just conscious of. It is real. It never starts nor ends. It never changes. So that is your real nature, which is there while you ask me this question. But because you are used to search and to find solutions with the mind, you are not resting in yourself. You are putting yourself a step too much and multiplied. Steps are multiplied. So that is the trouble, of course. So you say that you see the flow of thoughts, but you follow them, not always.
And
Sometimes
judging good thought, bad thought. I keep on judging the thoughts, you know. Now this is and
this
how
this is the role of I. When there's some ideal, some concept of what it has to be, you see, I identify with that. So it takes the right to judge. But all that is fake, in fact. Because it's about who you really are. So it's not about your person. The one you think you are. The one who is born. Because the one you think you are is what you see, it's what you experience. It's what you think. So that's what it is said. Who you really are is not the body, and it's not the mind. And it will be a fact for you when all this game may be still there, but you will have no interest in it. Because you want to rest in yourself, you don't want to rest somewhere else. For that, since the mind may be very strong through habit of believing in it, you have to take one help which throws you back to the source of things. It can be, don't land in any experience. It can be, who is this I? Who is this I who sees things? Who am I? And you plunge where the question ends. It's already two amazing tools.
This is what when I heard your video and you said, "Don't let," it was like striking, you know. This is what I needed to hear.
Okay, wonderful. But then now you have to apply it to yourself. I cannot do it for you.
I know.
And for that, you have to be burned by the desire for liberation. You have to really want it as a priority. Huh? Okay, you know all the secrets, all the ingredients.
Yeah. So many things has been washed because I have been doing the self-inquiry for quite a long time. I know it's much better. My mind was crazy. It was really.
But because of this craziness, you search for something else.
Yeah,
So
it's just taking so long. I'm expecting doing like at least, you know, come on, just finish it, and it's still not finishing.
Yeah. Just finish it. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
So you can finish it. Maybe the mind will still, and it will still show up. But what is the mind? Tell me now. What is the nature of the mind?
It's my creation, I think.
It's a dream, it's your creation, it's a projection. Is there any answer there which will solve this particular search which concerns your real nature? No? You are sure of it, or you just repeat what I say?
No, I'm sure now.
You are sure?
Yeah.
By now you are sure?
Yes.
What's missing then? It's because you think or you want that this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Why? It's a mirage, you have no control about that.
This is quite painful when I feel some unjust.
You want to run after justice? Good luck. Or you want liberation? You want liberation and justice? Good luck. No, this will not work. And there is no judgment about it, but you have to run after one thing at a time.
I was caught in this all, you know.
Yeah, but now are you caught?
Yes, now I know now what to do.
Okay.
I cannot be concerned with the life and judging the stuff.
You cannot be concerned.
I have to solve
if it
this.
is this that you want to abide in as a fact, that this is my nature, I think we spent, what is the number of the evolution? My master was telling it, how many years?
35 million.
35 millions, and maybe nowadays they find it's even more. Let's say 38 millions. Yes. We have been trying for justice and for right and against wrong, and we have been doing that. Now maybe we can spare one life, one incarnation to solve this. We tried already. It's your right. Once this question invades you, it means, okay, the rest, I did it, whatever result was there. Now it comes to me. It's rare. It doesn't come to so many souls, actually. I will honor that. It's my right to solve that. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yes.
What is that knows that I'm aware?
Awareness
That
itself.
recognizes.
Awareness itself. It's called knowledge, but not an objective knowledge. So you keep quiet there. I'm aware that I am awareness itself. That's what you said, no? Yeah. Don't make more than that, otherwise it will become again an object. You just keep quiet now. Okay? You are awareness itself. And what is all the rest if you see anything else?
It's just a mind. Even this question was I spent the whole week with this question. And then I saw this is just a mind again. But then I was just, okay. Let me ask, because even that feels like the mind wants to know.
You see, you can bite your tail that you search so much. The mind will always tell an answer, isn't it? But if you now keep quiet with this, how far can go the mind? Can it go farther than that? As a thought. So it is meant to keep quiet now where you found what you are. Okay? And in case, because it can happen, there is something which is still for you, you remind yourself by that thought. Where it leads you? Nowhere. You keep quiet there. That will be maybe for a while or not even. That's not true. Yeah.
I got a couple of doubts which I've been toying with over the past few days.
Okay.
And I realise I have thoughts, but still they are
Sure.
there. And
Okay, tell me.
they are seem to be focused on authenticity and courage. When I started this path or seeking, however many years ago, authenticity seemed to be like the reason for it, like being authentic.
Yeah.
And my question is, I come to satsang,
Yeah.
I read,
Yeah.
I have pictures of Ramana, I have all these things.
Yeah.
But is this seeking authentic, or am I just reinforcing another spiritual identity? You know, is this true? And this is what's one thing that's been bothering.
But if you have any spiritual fantasy, you will tell me, no?
So if I say that again.
If you have any spiritual fantasy, or which you call it not authentic, you will tell me, no? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so give it to me. Otherwise, you see, if we first of all, we are all inauthentic because we believe we are somebody. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we should be very authentic in the trust we have. If, since you mentioned Ramana, if Ramana says, you are already that, don't maintain it, don't go into your mind
Yeah.
to abide there. Why don't you do it? Is it because you don't trust him, or maybe you trust a belief you have?
I feel like I trust
Okay.
this.
Okay, and so still you hook yourself to something, otherwise you would not ask me this doubt, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
So the doubt is where?
I know the doubt is the mind.
In the mind.
Yeah,
And
pure.
why should you hook that doubt? The mind will always doubt because he doesn't know the subject. And he will pretend he knows, of course. So there is a passing thought with doubt about all these things. I'm not going to follow that. And then what happens? Where are you left? A doubt is based on inauthenticity because the mind is a lie about the subject. Not it's about the world, it can be right or wrong, whatever. But about the subject, he has not to enter here. He can't. This is the lie. He thinks he can, but he can't. He's born from here, or it's just played upon what you are.
It almost seems like that's the mind's doing its job to doubt.
Yeah, right. Then why do you follow it? It was good to ask me, but then I have to reply that.
I think that's it. It's, you said to me and everyone a while ago, just bring your questions, however silly or whatever they are.
And I still say this is the way. It's paradoxal. But you see, maybe once this will be forever finished to deal with the mind. But it is that way that it works also.
Yeah.
So if from now, if you are so trusting, so authentic in a way, that the mind will not do. So doubt is mine. It will not do. It is when I keep quiet prior the rising of this doubt, or meanwhile this doubt passing, where I keep quiet there, where I see the doubt. That is what Ramana and Papaji and all the sages point out.
Yeah.
You understand me?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Can be solved. You see, it's a very paradoxal journey, but you should not always go back and forth like this. In the beginning of the journey, you have to question and doubt things.
Yeah.
It is a must, but at some point, you have to leave the mind. You have to, whatever we will tell.
Yeah, it feels like I'm right at the beginning. It seems.
Yeah, because you went back to doubt period.
Yeah.
Okay, you have this doubt, you bring it, perfect. But then now, will you honor what you really hear, or will you just be compromising? And that is not authentic.
Yes.
That I hear, but it's still important for me, and I will watch it and see and dig into it, or ask somewhere else about it. You see?
Yeah.
So here, your desire for liberation now has to be so strong that you take it. Okay, if you fail, doesn't matter, you will take it another time.
Yeah.
But you see, we don't have so many opportunities with fire. So it's always good when there is this fire to take the opportunity now.
Is fire courage? You know, my other part of the question
Probably,
is courage.
yeah.
Okay. So this is not criteria, but
A quality.
a quality.
Yes, determination to be free, intense desire to be free, and trusting the pointing, the finger who tells you, you are already that, so don't search.
See, I can say to you, I have this fire, okay?
Okay.
I can say to anyone, I have this fire, it's I'm burning, or whatever words I choose to use, okay?
What is missing in those
But
three?
it's like, for me to say I want to be free, I sort of don't understand that. It's not.
But you may be right, huh? You are already free, so it's an absurdity to say I want to be free. But are you there to say so? You see, if you still feel I am a seeker, I'm still somehow searching, I'm not yet there, then you have to take that thought. I want to free myself, because what does it mean I want to be free?
Yeah.
Nothing. It means I want to finally not being fooled by the mind who tells me so many things. I want to be real.
I think that's it. It's the clarity of
The word
this
free.
this
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah. Now is it clear? So freedom, you see, if one deals with the mind, there is ignorance, and then or there is bondage and freedom.
Yeah.
We give, when one feels bound, we give another concept of freedom. Listen, you are not bound at all. Free yourself. Run after this. That is a time.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes some time. It can take a long time dealing with all that. At some point, one is very clear, or is getting very clear, that the mind will not do, and that one is actually only hypnotized. He thinks he's hypnotized by the mind. So it's already another step. But actually, all that can also fall, because the concept of freedom is bound to bondage. So it is in the mind, all that,
Yeah.
and it's The fact is that I was already always myself. So there is nothing like all that search and all those concepts given in the search. But then one has to keep quiet there.
Yeah.
If you still play with your mind, you have to. You have to, because that is the tremendous help. You have to want. I want to free myself from these illusions, illusory concepts I bring, I carry. Yeah?
Yeah, I think maybe one of the confusions is that there's this, I'm saying there's a desire for freedom, or whatever terms I use, but perhaps without any understanding of what that means.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where the faith comes in, it's the trust in this.
Yeah, of course, freedom. One can never describe what you are. So that's why this word freedom is pointing out not to objects.
Yeah.
It's not freed by culturally, women are free in the West more than in the East or whatever. You see, it's not that freedom. It's the word has no object, in fact. But this is the work, no? It is self-investigation. And in fact, there is absolutely no definition, really no definition, except what it is not. Freedom is not to think, for example.
Yeah.
You see? Okay, so it's exactly the same as for your real nature. One cannot point it out, because then it will be the mind's talk.
Yeah.
So that's why one has to keep quiet. Then it becomes a fact.
Yeah.
Not to use the mind again, and as the mind is so much taken as a tool, there is this magic that we immediately trust it. So we need a split second of not using the mind, just to be aware. Oh, but I am what I am. You see, I confused with the mind before.
Yeah.
So even though this word freedom is not clear, but is it clear that?
Yeah, no, I
You are already yourself. We develop too much attachment to the mind. I would not say love, but attachment. You see? And at the same time, you have to have a clear mind about the subject. Because you see, I know quite a few got spontaneous awakenings. But they never, because they didn't know. So often it is even out of the blue.
yeah.
So their mind is not cleared up. The mind doesn't understand the things. So when it comes back, with time, that one who got an awakening will pick up the mind, telling something. So it's very important to be clear in the mind, not to run after things even if they present themselves.
But can the mind be clear about it? Can the mind
He
understand?
can accept his defeat.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for that, you need a strong love to be yourself. And you see, not if, but if the solution, the realization of the real nature is not in the mind, it doesn't happen to someone. Because the mind is the belonging of somebody. So, in that way, it's not an experience. So, it's much easier than what you think. You see. Why do you think that it takes so many years and some people do so many tapas, disciplines? It is to make the mind, to lower the speed of the mind. You see, it is really that. It is to empty the mind. It is, some people speak of purifying, mean emptying the mind. So that there is some space to hear something else than what the mind is used to know, or that the mind is used to believe in. So most of the cases in history, the autobiographies of all those great Buddhas, with exceptions of course, because we speak of manifestation now, they all did a lot to just not to listen to the mind. And first of all, to come to that, you have to understand that. And that takes some time. Because the mind is all what the world believes in. And as we are totally influenceable, we are like sponge in this body-mind, you see. So to meet a sage, to meet saint, sage, to read the scriptures, this, to come to satsang alive, helps tremendously. Not to entertain all what the world believes in. So it's like that.
Ganga,
Yeah.
what is this talk going on, with the people between it? Is the mind talk, no? Is the
With the people?
with the people, when you have a discussion, for example.
In the world we discuss.
It's the mind is speaking.
It is,
It's
the
not
world is
stuff.
the mind. The world is the mind. When you sleep, is there a world?
No.
strange. And when you wake up, is there a bird?
Yeah.
And what wakes up?
I wakes up. I wakes up.
The mind and the body wakes up. So body, minds belongs to bodies and minds. And they talk. It's good relationships. But who am I in fact? Who am I in reality? Is this thought belongs to the ways of the world? Yeah, they have a very clever answer with therapies. But this is an answer, a work in the world again. But if you really ask, what's reality? Who am I in reality? You see, it's already like a piercing arrow in that bubble, which is that dream. Then satsang is created there.
So I remain only as a witness. The real essential
But
I
don't
is
call yourself a witness. It will be a trouble with time.
Yeah, it is a trouble.
With time it's a trouble. So why do you call yourself to trouble yourself afterwards? So you remove that witness from your vocabulary, what happens?
You catch me. I had the thought.
It doesn't matter. You can have thoughts.
But I catch it.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Because this was very strong what happened now,
Yeah,
like a
so.
deep silence within, because you pointed out and I saw it was it.
Yes.
And then somehow the mind was telling me, okay, stay there. This is it. This is the silence. So I think I make concept that how things should be, like it should be quiet, it should be silent. But anyway, the mind is...
But it was something different than quietness and silence?
Something different?
You say you had the concept it should be silence and all, so it was not silent.
It was, but the...
But the thought came.
The thought came.
And you caught it, that's what I say. You have to be very clear in mind that no thought will do. No thought. It's uncompromising. This affair is absolutely uncompromising. You see? So it doesn't matter. So it really means it doesn't matter that thoughts come again, because they will come again. It's alive still.
But the concept is still there that it will not come somehow.
This concept, you just drop it now. Now. It's impossible. Even the yogis, they have thoughts. And they believe that, and they go for that, and they go for it, and they are successful from this time to maybe even 10 hours, but then the 11 hours, the thought comes, then they are still fed up. No, this concept you just drop. But you have to understand that there is no interest into the thought which passes by. Whatever, even if it is a thought which speaks about enlightenment. Ah. Okay. So tell me, is there any moment where you are not there? Those things may not be there all the time, but what you are is always there. So endlessly the Buddhas speak about that. Nothing else. I think I see the confusion when it is said no thought. Since one still believes in the mind, it thinks one speaks of the mind, there is no thought in the mind then. You see, no, it's a trying to describe that what you are is not the mind. Yeah, you see, yeah, okay. Yes.
It's not really a question, it's...
Give me something.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm in the satsang now, I cry.
You are in satsang now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I cry.
Yes. It's an expression of yourself who is very happy to be in satsang. Less busy. Yeah. Very natural. It means you see that your heart were more in satsang, but you, for some reason, circumstances make you busy, then you feel too engaged. So once you have a moment of just not being busy with the mind, you are very happy. Welcome to satsang. So the body you have that you look at, you and all of us and all the world, it's a result of an evolution. Long, long ago, 38 million, what? Let's say 30 millions of years back. This is the result of an evolution with all the mind and the senses and the emotions which are developed. And you sit in satsang. It didn't happen from the beginning of the evolution. It's rather when the fruit gets ripe in the tree, ripe to be eaten. You sit in satsang, you're getting ripe to hear something else. To hear, so far I've been confusing myself for this body and mind, for what appears. But now I'm sitting in satsang to hear my real nature, who I am in reality, which doesn't belong to evolution, to time and space. It has always been there. It is here now. The second I don't think I am a body and a mind. So I free myself from this belief I am only a body-mind. In reality, no, in the appearance, everybody has his own body and his own mind. So that is the blessing of satsang. And hearing this, making it something real for you, ends the real misery and pain and sorrow. So it is worth to take refuge in one real self. You close the eyes for once, a minute, and don't move. And if the mind is busy, let it be busy. You are not what you can see. I will tell you why I say this word Om, which is the mother of the mantras. It's because when one is born and when he opens the mouth, it does like the this word comes, oh. And when he maintains it, it's the life. And when he dies, or whenever you keep silence, so Om is the beginning and the end, is the first sound. So it can remind yourself that you are that from where Om rises and fades away. Okay? Now it's time for prasad. Extraordinary, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ganga,
Yeah,
you say, I will always come back.
yeah.
And the
As an appearance, yeah.
and the arrogance.
Huh?
And the arrogance.
Ah, it is the same. Except, I have to say, if you take I for something real, this is the arrogance. Now, if I appears and is devoid of that belief, it's nothing.
There is no other moment.
There is no other moment. Wonderful. Very good. I like it. Thank you very much.